So, hello everyone, we are moving on to the next episode of the Alpha Live here, the well-rounded Alpha. We're gonna start off this episode with the Catalyst, a ship I really like, I really enjoy. It's the Galente Destroyer. We have already taken a good look at the Algos, and it's time we move on to its sibling, the Catalyst, the Blaster or Railgun Catalyst. In this case, we're gonna use this one for low-sec ratting. As you can see, we are in Losec and we're moving on to see that gorgeous, beautiful, cheap fit. As you can see, very cheap fit. We're gonna use 8 anode light neutron particle cannon ones, mainly because they are extremely cheap. You can get them from rats themselves, they will drop. They are neutron, so they do the least amount of DPS, but they use the less amount of CPU and power grid. As you can see, the fit is only 2.8 million ISK, which means it's really cheap. And that's something you want when you're venturing into low-sec, because people will hunt you down and you will lose the ship eventually. That's the nature of the game. Don't take it personally, because the good thing it's cheap enough that you can actually pay for it with just one 4 million ISK module, and you can pay for this one and the next one in a single run, as we will see in the videos of us running the belts. It's a really fun ship, it's a really nice ship, and it can actually run these belts fairly fast. Well, I do recommend you run them in 0.3 and 0.4, because 0.2, which is the system I am in right now, is a little bit more dangerous because the rats are harder to kill. But I want to demonstrate the capabilities of this feat. So we move on to the 5mm compact Microwarpdrive, which is really important for this feat. It's basically what's gonna help us get close to these rats and actually get close and personal, apply as much damage as possible, and that's what we want. Then we get a compact PV acid cap battery. It's just to be able to help us with that capacitor, two magnetic field stabilizers, one small 1A enduring armor repair because we're eventually going to take damage, and three small capacitor control circuit ones just to be able to help us with that capacitor again. I'm gonna simulate the feat here to show you that we still get 3 minutes without the Microwarpdrive running, with only the armor repair and the guns running, so that's more than enough time to actually be able to take down most of the rats. And we're not gonna keep the armor repair running, as you can see, with only the guns running, which is what we want. We're cap stable, and that is what we want. We want to have a tight orbit around the rats. We want to be up close and personal and just orbit those rats, speed tank them. We will not have a lot of speed, but we will have more than enough for battleships to not be able to hit us. And as we are going to be orbiting at 500 meters, it's actually pretty good, applying most of our DPS as best as possible without getting hit. That's the goal with this fit, is to not get hit, but hit pretty fast. So again, I'm doing this in the 0.2 system because I want to demonstrate what this fit is actually capable of, but I do recommend that you run this fit on 0.3s and 0.4s, especially if you don't have such high skills. Now I want to show you a little bit of the payouts that you can be expecting. As you can see, those are all bounty payouts. The bounties are good, some are not so good. The cruisers and the frigates are not very good, but the battleships go for 500,000 each. Plus, you must remember that you will get the loot, and you have very high chance of actually getting those 4 million ISK modules. They are the best part of this, and yeah, we can get ready to run along. I use Asonesis to be able to get in and out of Losec without a problem, but yeah, let's get out of the station and move on to our ratting. So I recommend that you actually start off in a series. All the belt rats, all the mining belts actually have names and numbers. I recommend you follow those and sort of have a route so that you're not jumping in between belts that you have already jumped to and not find any rats. So we're just gonna orbit the first cruiser at 500 meters, which is the standard for the catalyst. Every time you buy a catalyst, that's what it will have for the orbit. We use the Microwarpdrive to get up close and personal. We get a little bit slingshotted out there, but yeah, we just take the guns. As you can see, I have a little bit of heat on them because I was destroying, I think, a battleship, and I needed to take it down quickly because I think there was someone else in local. And yeah, I just decided to overheat. Remember, overheating can really get you out of a tough spot, and it can help you just take these routes down a little bit faster. As you can see, we are getting some loot, nothing amazing, nothing great, but we will keep going so that eventually we get something good. I think I'm gonna speed up the video a little bit here, and as soon as we get something worth commenting, I'm gonna speed it back down again and comment on it accordingly. So as you can see here, we have already gotten a battleship, and yeah, we're just going to lock it up, orbit at 500, just the same, turn on the microwave, get fast, get under those guns as fast as possible. The problem here is that we have two cruisers actually helping this big ship, and they are gonna hit us a lot more than the battleship itself. So you can either take the chance and try to destroy the cruisers before you go on for the battleship, or you can just go straight for the battleship. I like going straight for the battleship because the cruisers aren't really that much of a problem. Remember, we have 3 minutes with the armor ripper and the guns on. We are not taking that much damage, nothing the armor ripper cannot cope with. And again, this is in a 0.2 system, as you can see there, but we don't have a problem, and in 0.3 and 0.4 you should have even less of a problem because it'll be quite easy and quite simple to just run this one. So yeah, you just orbit him at 500. This one is going to take a little bit longer because, well, that's just the nature of it. It takes a little bit longer to run down these battleships. But as you can see, we are already in structure. Our little catalyst can really do a lot of damage, and that's something that we really enjoy, that we really like. So yeah, you just keep blasting off that battleship and you just get ready for the big loot, because these guys drop those large modules. As you can see, if you are trying to fit up a battleship yourself, this can be a really nice activity to fit it up pretty easily, just to get those large modules, and then you can move on to the cruisers and just the exact same thing, just orbit and fire away. It's fairly easy. We can use the Microwarpdrive to get it to be able to approach them a little bit faster, but yeah, it's a fairly simple thing all the way through and through, and it's really nice disc. So yeah, we are in structure so fast. We're gonna loot this guy, we get some medium modules, and then we can move on to the last one. So it's fairly simple. We're just gonna be pulsating the Microwarpdrive here to be able to catch up to him fairly fast. You know, we're just gonna, I think I do 2 runs of the Microwarpdrive, and then we are in range, be ready to blast away. And yeah, we're gonna melt him down just as fast as we melted down the last one. Should be fairly quickly. As you can see, we have no problem. Our tank held up great, our guns are holding up great. Everything, we're getting a little bit low on the capacitor there, but we're okay. See, he is down and we are good to go. There you go. We have gotten a 4 million ISK module. Those are really good. They practically pay for these feats on their own. And yeah, you just get one of those and you have already paid for your feat. You get another one, and I think you have paid for 3 of these catalysts. So you can actually throw them around, get hunted, search for the hunters, and actually have quite a good time It's really nice being in Losec. Remember, people are gonna try to destroy you, people are going to hunt you down, but it's really fun. So once again, I'm going to speed up the video a little bit and get ready for the next comment worth making. So we have just taken down 3 destroyers, and as you can see, that's why it's worthy to get even the smaller rats. Even if you cannot yet fly the catalyst, you can only fly the incursors, which we saw in another video that can also do this. It's really worth it to actually take down these rats. We got someone in local, and I'm gonna keep this scanning like a madman. Just because we don't know if this person is gonna try to hunt us down, what are his intentions. We're just gonna be careful and get that discount going as much as possible. We are just gonna defend ourselves, get ready if anything happens, and wait for something to actually happen. If we see him on discount, we actually have a safe spot that we can warp off to, or we can just go dock at the station, but he is gone, so we are now calm again. We are okay and we are doing great. We're just enjoying our rafting session, getting those bounties, getting those isks, and this ship is already paid for, and I think for 2 or 3 or 4 or yeah, maybe 4 of these have already been paid for. As you can remember, it's only 3 million. With the bounties and with the 4 million ISK modules, it's fairly easy to pay for the ships. And yeah, I'm just gonna speed through the rest of the belts so that you can see a little bit of how I run them. I'm gonna speed up the video right here, but yeah. So once again we get a few small rats on the belt, and I do suggest you kill them because as you can see in this wreck here, we are actually going to get a 150mm prototype Gauss gun, which are the guns that we're going to use on another catalyst speed to be able to run abyssal sights, and they are the best railguns that you can actually, well, the best small railguns that you can use in both frigates and destroyers. So yeah, I really do recommend that you actually take down everything in these belts, and they can actually spawn some better rats after you have taken everything down. 20 minutes later, they can actually spawn some better stuff and some better rats after you have taken everything down. And yeah, these little rats can actually give you a pretty penny, or they can save you a pretty penny by giving you some of those nice modules that are a little bit harder to find and a little bit harder to actually get in high sec. It's really hard to get a type Gauss gun in high sec, so being able to just get one here in low sec while you're belt ratting is really nice. It can make a lot of your feeds a lot cheaper, especially the Tech 1 feeds, and it can really be good for the wallet. That way you can actually start making that abyssal catalyst that we're gonna see on the next video a lot cheaper by just ratting out a bit, getting some good ISK, getting to pay for this catalyst, and getting to pay for the next catalyst, so it'll actually be pretty nice. So right now we are approaching somewhat of the last belt, and we're just gonna, as I told you, get the last rats, the last big rats, the last small rats, just getting these belts cleaned up. I don't recommend you shoot at the blue NPCs. I recommend you shoot at the red NPCs, because the blue NPCs are gonna have a fleet nearby that's gonna guard them and protect them, so you actually want to be really careful with those. Don't shoot them, don't be aggressive with them, because they will fly in some fleets that you will not be able to take down. They can do a lot of damage and they will definitely kill you. If your catalyst is already paid for, you can try, but I wouldn't really recommend it, and they mostly only have some mining ore. If you find some mining fleets that are pirate mining fleets, you know, in this case a Serpentis mining fleet, and they are red, you can actually engage them and they can be really good. They can drop some Elara mining upgrades that are worth a pretty penny, but for the rest of them I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're actually trying to get those fleets to come out and to run them. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much the catalyst running the belts for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.